Welcome to Super Prof. Errando TV. So guys, today is the conclusion of the series of videos on how to do well in English meetings. If you haven't seen the first video, I strongly advise you to do so by clicking here on the cards right here somewhere at the top and watch that one first so you can come back here and watch the conclusion. So today we're going to be talking about the content, what to say at the right time, and also we're going to end the meeting in English. So stay with me, and before you do, just like the video and subscribe to the channel. Click and turn on the notifications. Click on the bell and so you can get the other notifications for the other videos. And guys, you know the drill. Let's go to the video. Okay guys, so last week we talked about how to start an English meeting. So we're going to assume that that meeting has already started and we're discussing the items on our agenda. At a certain point, we want to know what the people are thinking about the subjects, right? So here's one example that you can use. What does everybody think about that? So when you ask for people's opinion, what they think about that, you will encourage people to tell you what they think. Here's another example. Does everybody agree with that? So when you say that, you get the people a chance to say, yes, I agree with that, or no, I don't think so. I don't think that's the way it should go. So those two examples just to kick off the first part of the content of your meeting. Now let's talk about how we can agree or disagree in a nice way. Now, if you're not leading the meeting, you're just in the meeting and you get asked to say if you agree with something or if you disagree or just your opinion about a certain subject, there are two ways that you can do it nicely. You can go into light mode or you can go into the bold mode. So let's take a look at some examples on the light mode. The first one, it seems that the problem could be with the supplier. So in that way, you're being nice, just saying that maybe the problem is with the supplier. Number two, well, maybe if we talk to the customer, she'll understand. So we're being nice about it, that maybe if we talk to the customer in a nice way, she could understand. Now, let's go into bold mode. Let's take a look at some examples. Now, we all have been through tough meetings and sometimes we need stronger opinions. Let's consider this situation. Let's imagine an item on our agenda where the customer is having a lot of problems, there are lots of emails going back and forth, and nothing gets done. So I might just want to say, well, let's just call the customer and see what the problem is. So that way is a decision to fix the problem. Another example is, well, I'm sure we can make this happen. So it's a very strong opinion, just stating that yes, you can be cool because this is actually gonna happen. So now that we took a stand and we said what we wanted to say in a light or a bold way, so now it's time for people to agree or disagree with our opinions, right? So let's take a look at some examples with agreement. Yes, I agree with Mark. It makes sense. So by saying that, just saying, yeah, he's right, so it makes sense to me. Or number two, you can also say, yeah, I'm with you on that one, Mark. So when you say that you are with Mark on that one, it means that you are with him. You agree with him. Let's take a look at some disagreements now. Now for disagreements, let's imagine a situation where we're discussing a topic and you disagree with what the person is saying. So you might just want to say something like, well, I'm not sure if I agree on that one. So it means you're being polite and you're saying, well, maybe I don't agree with that. Here's another example. I understand what you're saying, Mark, but we should also consider item 2 on our agenda to decide about this. So in this way now, you're not only disagreeing, but you're explaining why you're disagreeing with Mark. So that makes a little bit more sense and you can justify your answer. Another very common situation during English meetings. Have you ever had the situation where somebody's explaining something, maybe a point on the agenda, and you don't understand anything? So how can you ask this person to repeat again? Let's take a look at an example. What do you mean by that, Mark? So when you make this question, you're asking, what is the meaning of this? I don't understand. If you want to say something a little bit more elaborate, you might want to say something like this. Well, I'm sorry, Mark, I'm not following you. Could you please explain again to me so I can better understand? So that way you are explaining better what you don't understand to the person, and he will, of course, explain all over again. And now we're going to close the meeting. So there's a very important term that we have in English that we use a lot during corporate meetings, which is to wrap it up. To wrap it up, it means let's just finish everything. So let's take a look at an example. Well, that's it for today, folks. Let's wrap it up and go home. So when you say that, you want to say, well, we're in the end of the meeting. Let's just finish with the final considerations and let's just leave. Another good example that we can use. Well, folks, that's about our time. Thanks for coming. Let's get back to work. So then you're thanking people for coming to the meeting and your time is up and let's go back to work. Your meeting is over. And that was part 2 of this series on how to do well in English meetings. So today we talked about how to give opinion during the meetings, how to participate of a meeting in an effective way in saying the right thing at the right time. We also talked about how to agree and how to disagree with coworkers, and also how to close properly a meeting. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Share this video with your friends, for the people that you think that might want this content. And remember guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell, turn on the notifications for the next video every Friday at 8 p.m. right here on Super Prof. Ari Rando. And remember guys, stay strong and stay productive.